Welcome to This Explainer. If you look around the business world right now, it can honestly feel a bit like the Wild West. Organizations everywhere are just scrambling to adopt generative AI, buying up shiny new tech, and crossing their fingers for instant results. But the reality? It's often pure chaos. It's unstructured, it's messy, and it usually falls way short of expectations. Today, we're going to change that. We're focusing on a methodical, five-step framework derived directly from Chapter 7 of the Gen AI Manufacturing Revolution. We're officially moving away from the chaos and building a structured blueprint for actual success. Here's our roadmap for today's journey. First, the AI adoption blueprint. Then, Step 1, assessing business needs, followed by Steps 2 and 3, piloting and building. Next up, Steps 4 and 5, scaling and refining. And finally, we'll look at Gen AI in action. Let's get to it. Section 1, the AI adoption blueprint, moving from chaos to structure. Because getting true value from generative AI requires significantly more than just swiping a credit card for a new software license. It absolutely demands a strategic, step-by-step approach. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the high-level, five-step playbook that's going to guide your organization's AI journey. We start with assessing business needs. Then we move right into conducting controlled AI pilots, building the right infrastructure, scaling those solutions across the organization, and finally, engaging in continuous refinement. It's a continuous loop, really. Moving to Section 2. Step 1. Assess business needs, identifying high-impact projects. Look, the biggest mistake organizations make is chasing the AI trend without a clear target. Your AI journey shouldn't start with the tech itself. It has to start by identifying your specific organizational pain points. Where are your inefficiencies? Where are the bottlenecks? What's really brilliant about using a scoring assessment is how it completely takes the emotion out of decision-making. Instead of just guessing which AI project to pursue, you get cross-departmental stakeholders together and mathematically rank potential use cases. You score them on things like business impact, is this going to save significant costs, and feasibility? Do we actually have the data and tech to pull this off? Doing this ensures you secure those quick wins that build crucial internal momentum. Once you've got a project in mind, you kind of have to look in the mirror. You need an AI readiness checklist to evaluate if you're actually prepared to deploy. Do you have clean, structured data? Is your workforce AI literate? The crucial takeaway here is this: clean data and active leadership buy-in are absolutely non-negotiable. If you don't have those, you need to hit pause and address those gaps before writing a single line of code. Otherwise, you aren't building an AI revolution, you're just building a really expensive, confusing spreadsheet. All right, Section 3, pilot and build, testing and foundation. Assuming you're ready, we transition into these crucial phases. This right here is where theory finally meets reality. The golden rule for Step 2 is super simple. Keep the scope narrow, but the impact high. You should literally never attempt to implement AI across an entire operation all at once. Pilots need to be highly controlled experiments. They let you closely monitor performance, gather feedback, and clearly demonstrate the AI's capabilities to the rest of the company, all without totally overwhelming your resources. But a pilot is pretty useless if you don't know how to measure its success. You absolutely must establish clear key performance indicators, or KPIs, right up front. If you're piloting an AI chatbot for customer service, you're measuring response time and customer satisfaction. If it's operations, you track downtime reduction. These KPIs are what deliver the hard, data-driven evidence you're going to need to justify further investment. Then we hit Step 3, which requires building the right infrastructure. And this brilliantly illustrates the big choice: cloud-based versus on-premises AI. This decision has far-reaching implications. Cloud platforms offer elastic scalability, rapid deployment, and pre-built tools. On the flip side, on-premises gives you ultimate data control, which is critical for highly regulated industries, though of course it comes with heavier hardware and maintenance costs. While cloud AI is incredibly powerful and flexible, the source material highly recommends a hybrid AI approach for a lot of organizations. A hybrid setup perfectly balances the strict data security and regulatory compliance of an on-premises environment with the massive computational power and advanced tools available in the cloud. It literally gives you the best of both worlds. Moving on to Section 4, scale and refine, expansion and upkeep. So you've had a successful pilot, your infrastructure is rock solid. What happens next? Well, we move to scaling that solution across the organization and nurturing its continuous growth. Scaling isn't just about turning up the computing dial, right? It requires treating AI as a true partnership between humans and technology.
To scale effectively, you've got to standardize your processes and create strict standard operating procedures, or SOPs. And just as importantly, you have to provide continuous employee training. Because if your team doesn't know how to collaborate with the new AI tools, adoption is going to stall out completely.
And that brings us to step 5, the continuous AI refinement cycle. Implementing AI is never a set-it-and-forget-it event. You deploy, you monitor performance, you gather feedback from your employees and customers, and then you use that real-world data to retrain and refine the models. If you skip this continuous maintenance, I guarantee your AI system will degrade and lose accuracy the minute business conditions shift. Section 5, Gen AI in Action, the Financial Services Case Study. To truly understand how this structured framework yields massive results in the real world, let's walk through a case study of a financial services firm that followed this exact 5-step blueprint to totally transform their operations. Their journey started exactly where it should, right at step 1, identifying the pain point. This firm was dealing with manual customer support teams that were entirely overwhelmed by repetitive, basic queries. This chaotic reality resulted in delayed response times, totally inconsistent service quality, and rapidly rising operational costs. So, applying our playbook, they moved to steps 2 and 3. They didn't try to automate everything all at once. They launched a narrowly scoped Gen AI chatbot designed specifically to handle just basic FAQs and account balances. For their infrastructure, they chose Microsoft Azure, a cloud platform that integrated seamlessly into their existing CRM system while still providing the robust security and compliance tools that you absolutely need in finance. And the results of this highly controlled pilot? Staggering. By keeping the scope narrow and the focus sharp, they achieved a massive 60% reduction in customer response times, almost immediately. But here's the best part. It didn't just make them faster, it made them better. Following rapidly on that speed improvement was a 20% increase in overall customer satisfaction scores. The AI handled the routine tasks instantly, freeing up their human agents to provide high-quality support for the complex issues that actually require a human touch. Having clearly proven the ROI, they confidently entered steps 4 and 5. They successfully scaled the chatbot across all their digital channels. They upskilled their customer service staff through comprehensive training programs so they were ready to manage escalated, complex cases. And they utilized that continuous feedback loop, gathering input from customers to periodically retrain the models, making sure the AI stayed incredibly sharp. Which brings us to the core takeaway from this entire explainer, perfectly summarized by this quote from our source material. AI success is not a one-time event. It requires continuous monitoring, feedback collection, and refinement. Sustained AI value demands ongoing commitment and deep, structural discipline. We've moved from the chaos of just buying random tech to a structured 5-step blueprint for genuine transformation. So I want to leave you with this to think about. Look closely at your own operations today. Are you truly ready to take step 1 and rigorously assess your real business needs? Or are you just blindly chasing the AI trend? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Now it's time to start building.